Morning motivation with Auntie Tasha. So this is what it is. Don't get distracted by all the noise and the mumbo jumbo that's going on that come your way. The enemy definitely going to try to have you fail the test when he bring all those darts at you. So you have to recognize where it's coming from, because it ain't coming from positivity, it ain't coming from God. So you have to block out some of that stuff. Let me tell you something. I'm so proud of me. I passed another test, the hardest test this week. To know that, like the older people say, you pick and choose your battles. So some stuff ain't even worth an addressing. Some stuff not even worth even trying to have a response back to the negativity. So I just want to tell y'all, be encouraged today. Don't fall for the okie doke. When those things that come up to try to attack you or try to come your way, it can come through friends, it can come through family, the negativity, the gossip, the phone calls, the text message. You got to tune it out and stay focused on whatever it is that you want to do or you're trying to do to stay on a positive road, or even just to seek a different higher dimension of where you're going at. You can't go there, you can't take everybody. Sometimes you get distracted because you pure at heart, but everybody ain't pure at heart as well. People have motives, people have envious, some people just miserable. If you ain't grow up with no family that know how to love you, it's hard to understand what real love is. So I'm just coming on here, morning motivation with Tasha, to say be encouraged, tune out the noise, tune out the clap back, tune out the negativity, stay focused. It's a new week, it's Monday, we in Florida, 40 degrees. Now, Florida ain't used to this. I had to pull out the puffer. However, have a good week. I'll be back on here tomorrow with morning motivation from Auntie Tasha. So this is what it is. Stay focused. No negativity. Don't even fall for the okie doke. I passed another test. You'll pass one too. Davis family, powder blue. Don't move. When I tell you I need that in my ear all the time, between that and gospel, powder blue, don't move. That means sit still. God got it. We ain't gonna distracted by that message or whatever text message that been going on. I'm at Wawa's waiting on my food. Y'all have a beautiful day on this Monday, and I'm out later.
LuLu, the girlfriend of Tyrone Davis Jr., broke her silence with a 6-page letter. Not a public statement, not a live video where we could see her face, but a typed, emotional manifesto sent to the family and posted online. She has been at the center of the Tyrone Davis Jr. case and has finally spoken at length. She cries harassment. She pleads for the attacks to stop. She declares her undying love for the man she calls baby. She insists she's told the truth. But after 6 detailed pages, the one thing she does not give is the one thing everyone is demanding: a straight, consistent story about what happened on that road. Instead, she asks for sympathy. This isn't just an update, it's a masterclass in deflection. We're going to read her entire letter, break it down line by line, and ask the critical question: why does a plea for peace feel so much like a strategy to avoid justice? If you're invested in finding the truth for Tyrone, you need to hear this entire breakdown. Stay with us. And to ensure you never miss a critical update, subscribe to True Crime Unravelled and hit the notification bell right now. To understand why this letter is so significant, we have to remember the foundation of Inconsistencies LuLu has built. From the very beginning, her story has been a moving target. First, she told Tyrone's mother he had fallen at a gas station. Then, to police and the public, it became he jumped out of the moving car during an argument. This narrative was directly contradicted by the initial 911 calls, which reported a sedan versus a male patient. A hit, not a jump. Witnesses at the scene described her demeanor as cold, rehearsed, there to get her story straight. Then came the financial actions, the alleged draining of a $250,000 joint bank account he shared with his aunt, and the subsequent allegation that she shared that money with Tyrone's mother, Renee. Through all of this, LuLu remained largely silent in public, communicating through brief posts or, as she claims, private conversations. Her credibility was not just questioned, it was shattered in the court of public opinion. The family's rallying cry became "Justice for Dro," a slogan she now claims was created solely to incriminate her. This brings us to her lengthy message. Let's read the core of her statement. Natalie, I had a full conversation on the phone with you personally, giving you the truth, while I was still in Gainesville. I told you from start to finish what happened and answered every question you had for me. You ultimately ended the conversation by saying you would call me back, because if I'm not mistaken, you said you needed a minute. I can't tell you anything more, because there isn't anything more to share. Natalie, how you go from being one of our biggest supporters to automatically assuming the worst about me after we spoke. Why is it so impossible to believe that I had nothing to do with baby's passing? Or why is it so hard to believe that I truly don't have anything else to possibly share because I don't have the answers you are looking for? You know how much I love him, and you know how much he loves me. So, you have to know that I'm grieving and hurting too. Our lives revolved around each other. Each day has literally been fucking hell trying to do life without him. No calls, no texts, no I love yous, and oh, nothing anymore. I'm so tired of the false accusations. You all didn't hear what you wanted to hear or didn't believe what I said, but instead of letting the detectives do their job and figure out what happened, you all chose to bring it to social media like they could help. You all know Tyrone would have never in a million years wanted the details to his death, something so personal, told to the public. I was the one in Gainesville calling the city asking if their traffic cameras worked to see if those videos could give insight on what happened. I was the one asking the police officers WTF happened in shock when I got back to see him on a stretcher. I was the one in the hospital trying to get him transferred to another hospital, along with one of his close friends, after being told he was declared brain dead, in hopes that he would gain back brain activity, like so many others have done in the past. I've been trying to get answers and help baby in whatever way I could since the day he went to the hospital. It's like you all have made it your life's mission to say and do whatever you can to falsely incriminate me or assassinate my character. You guys have even brought the kids into it by stating it was true that I turned off their phones. First off, I don't share a phone account with baby. Second off, I'm not authorized on his account to even make that type of change. Thirdly, only Elijah is on his account because Tyrone initially took Chloe's phone and suspended her line back in August or September to discipline her after she got in trouble, which her mom told us both face to face she was cool with him disciplining her and completely understood. However, her mother decided to overstep Tyrone and turn on a different line for her on a different plan with another phone she previously had a few days later. Tyrone has his sister TT's Apple Watch on his plan, so I'm sure that service is off. So I wanted to turn that off too? Elijah's mom or whoever had him block my number on his phone, Chloe never wanted me or her dad to have her new number, and I am no longer speaking to Tyrone on his phone. So how TF am I even supposed to know the phones are off? A simple trip to T-Mobile or calling/texting my phone could have cleared that up, but again, the family as a whole would rather think the worst of me. Common sense will tell you that the line was off probably because of non-payment. He is no longer here to pay the bill. The family continues to scream you don't know what happened, but in the same breath have thrown out so many false accusations and opinions, giving social media info to run wild with. We are all hurting, but you all are too selfish to see that or care. Natalie, months ago, you told me out of your own mouth that you blamed me for Tyrone distancing himself from the family. My response was, how can you blame me? Tyrone is very headstrong, and I can't make him do anything, and anything that he does do is because he wants to do it. Your reply was, I know, but it was easier to blame you for my cousin not wanting to come around us as much. Whether you are realizing it or not, you are doing the same thing now. Blaming me is not going to give the end result we all want, and that's bringing Tyrone back. You lost a cousin, but I lost the love of my life/best friend/soulmate. The loves are different, so I will not even try to compare them, but for the 100th time I'm hurting too, if not more. The spreading of the false accusations and mentioning me in posts and stories, like you all don't have my phone number, is harassment. And then people have the nerve to say, why isn't she screaming justice for Dro? Or if she is innocent, she should be screaming the truth. It's because that slogan was created to incriminate me. It was attached to the very first false accusation of LuLu hitting Tyrone in the back of his head with a Hennessy bottle, which is straight bullshit. This was an accusation created by Tasha, a family member who never even made it to Gainesville while he was in the hospital to see his injuries for herself. My baby ain't letting nobody beat on him, including his wife. So, to push this narrative that Baby is some type of simp or a man that couldn't handle his own is insane. Like he fucking FR. With that being said, why would anyone in their right mind and in my position ever say justice for Dro? I have been telling the truth, but some are choosing not to believe it. I even made a post to address everything and to give an explanation for my silence within the first 2 weeks of everything happening, but people are hollering, family included, that it's AI/ChatGPT. I'm educated. I have a bachelor's degree in science, and you mean to tell that you really don't think I can take my thoughts and type them out to formulate a statement? No matter what I say, it will never be enough because everyone has had their mind made up that I'm guilty from the very beginning. I'm damned if do say something because it's spun to whatever conclusion whoever is reading it comes to, and I am damned if don't say anything because I look guilty, or people presume I never cared or didn't care as much. When are you all going to stop attacking me and just focus on grieving as we all wait for the reports to come back? How much do you expect me to take? Any of you could be in my situation because you all fuss and fight with your partners, even have crashed into your dudes' cars or tried to run them over. But you choose to give a blind eye to the fact that bad shit can really happen in a blink of an eye, and it be outside of anyone who is involved control or doing. Enough is enough. Now let's break this down. On the surface, it's a plea from a grieving girlfriend. But when you analyze it, a pattern emerges. First, she centers herself as the victim. The language is saturated with I statements. I had a full conversation. I was the one in Gainesville. I was the one asking the police. I was the one in the hospital. She portrays herself as an active investigator, calling the city about traffic cameras, fighting to transfer him. This is a curious pivot from the girlfriend who, according to witnesses, showed no urgency at the scene. Second, she deflects by attacking the family's motives. She accuses Natalie of blaming her for Tyrone distancing himself from the family before and doing the same now. She frames their pursuit of answers as a personal vendetta, asking, "Why is it so impossible to believe that I had nothing to do with Baby's passing?" She reframes their demand for a consistent timeline as them simply not liking the story they heard. Third, and most crucially, she provides no new factual details about the incident itself. She does not clarify the route of travel. She does not explain the physical evidence described by witnesses, the neatly placed wallet, the fanned-out cash. She does not reconcile the jump story with the hit by sedan 911 call. She states she's given the truth, but refuses to publicly state what that singular truth is, hiding behind private conversations. The letter is a defense of her character, but it is not a clarification of events. LuLu is explicitly seeking sympathy. She writes about her profound grief, the hell of daily life without him, the loss of her soulmate. And here is where we must be brutally honest. She has not earned the right to that sympathy from the public or the family she's addressing. Sympathy is built on trust, and trust is built on honesty and transparency. From day one, there has been neither. When you're the last person with a man who ended up dead with catastrophic head trauma and your story changes, and you allegedly move large sums of his money immediately after his death, you forfeit the benefit of the doubt. Your grief, however real it may be to you, becomes secondary to the overwhelming need for factual clarity. Her letter states, "I've been telling the truth, but some are choosing not to believe it. But the public doesn't choose to disbelieve without cause. Disbelief is the direct result of provable contradictions. You cannot ask for sympathy while refusing to clear up the very contradictions that destroyed your credibility." She is, as the saying goes, trying to have her cake and eat it too, wanting to be seen as a grieving victim while acting in ways that align more with a person who has something to hide. She mentions turning to the police and detectives, insisting we should let them do their job. But the family's entire movement is based on the fear that without public pressure, the job won't be done thoroughly. Her advocacy for a quiet, behind-the-scenes process feels, to many, like a desire for the scrutiny to fade away. LuLu's 6-page letter does not bring us closer to understanding what happened to Tyrone Davis Jr. It brings us closer to understanding her defense strategy. It is a plea for empathy built on a foundation she herself has fractured. Grieving or not, until she can stand before the public, or at the very least, the Davis family, and deliver a single, unwavering account that makes logical sense of that night's physical evidence, the questions will only grow louder. The path to sympathy runs directly through the truth. And that is the one path she has consistently refused to walk down in plain sight. This case remains alive because the story refuses to stay straight. What did you think of LuLu's letter? Does her plea for an end to the attacks resonate, or does it feel like a diversion from the hard questions? We read every single comment. Share your analysis below. Your engagement fuels this search for clarity. If this breakdown was valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. To follow every twist in this unraveling case, subscribe to True Crime Unravelled on YouTube and follow True Crime Unravelled TV on Facebook and TikTok. The demand for answers continues.